Hello, everybody, and welcome to Empire. My name is Stephen Ogden, and I am your host. Today is podcast number 2, and we are going to be discussing family, friends, loved ones, everybody that is there supporting us while we're incarcerated. When people are incarcerated, they get a sentence to the Department of Corrections, to the county jail, to the halfway house, community corrections. A lot of people don't really realize or think about the family members that are also going to do that time with us, with me. For instance, I have my father, I have my mother, I have my sister. They're all doing time with me, and they have to go through this with me. I also have a daughter named Hannah that I don't get to see, that doesn't get to know me. It's due to my mistakes. I've made the mistakes that I've made, and I've been incarcerated, and because of that, Hannah doesn't get to know me. She doesn't get to know her father. It's tragedy, and I wish that could change. There's something I do, though, for her, maybe not on a daily basis, but every so often I keep a journal for her. This book right here is a journal that I keep for my little girl, and hopes that one day that I'll be able to give it to her. I talk about things that I'm doing in here to change. Just every time I think about her, I jot a little note down for her. And I love her and I miss her, and that's what I can do for her. I don't get to know her, and I just hope that someday I do get to know her. I have my father. He's the one doing this podcast for me right now. He's the one that is here. He's there every step of the way for me. He's never turned his back on me. Court, probation, parole, it doesn't matter. He's been there. He's been the one that's picked me up. He's been the one that sent money when I've needed it. How hard is that on my father, having to go through this, seeing his son incarcerated? I couldn't imagine. Him and I haven't really had that talk, but I mean, I can see it. I've made these mistakes, and I put my father through this, and when he sends me money to buy commissary, to buy food, to buy coffee, to buy the things that I need in here, hygiene, he's the one that pays for that. My dad works his butt off and has to send me money. And the markup on the food, the phone, everything in here is astronomical. In the county jail, a soup is $1.50. A ramen noodle that costs you guys 12 cents at Walmart or King Soopers, Safeway, 12 cents. They mark it up to $1.50, $1.80. Some places a little cheaper. Here in the Department of Corrections, it's cheaper than that. We're getting it for 41 cents. So my father, my mom, my sister, whoever's there for me, they're the ones they're the foot in that bill. I don't have a job in here. I don't get to work. I don't get to bring home the bacon. I don't get to bring home the ramens. We look at the phone system in here. Who pays for the phone? It's my father. When I call home this visit, it's my father. They've created a predatory market that makes our families pay for everything that's going on. When my father sends me money through JPay, through Western Union, whatever, GTL, there's a fee. There's a fee involved. And then he couldn't send me $1,000 if he wanted. He could only send me $300 because then the fee starts over again. And, those fees are astronomical, $5 to send $20, and then the fee starts going up. To send a couple $100, you're looking at almost $15. And then we can order $75 a week, plus put money on the phone, plus tablets. There's a ton of places that money goes. But the bottom line, the point of that is my family's the one footing that bill. There's some statistics that I'd like to talk a little bit about. And those statistics, like for visitation. Family members, 1 in 4 inmates that are incarcerated actually get to visit their family member. Why is that? Why is it that not everybody gets to visit their family member? There's tons of platforms that are free. Cisco WebEx. They use it for the courts. We go to court over Cisco WebEx every time we go to court. Why is it that we have to spend $10 for a 25-minute visit when Cisco WebEx offers a free platform? Skype, FaceTime, Facebook. I mean, I'm not out there to know all the platforms, but there's a ton of platforms that are free. Of course, I'm not saying we should be allowed to sit here and visit 8 hours a day and just stay on the monitor with our family or our friends and our loved ones. But there's a lot of more statistics too. Like 1 out of 4 Americans have a sibling incarcerated. 1 out of 5 Americans have a parent incarcerated. 1 out of 8 parents have a child incarcerated. We all want to see our families. We all want to see our loved ones. Half of Americans have a loved one or a family member that is incarcerated or that has been previously incarcerated. Half. 50%. Empire. That's the empire right there. I mean, half of America. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where I got my name. You know, the system has created an empire of people that are incarcerated or that have a loved one incarcerated, friend, family member, and it just amazes me looking at that. So moving on to from visitation, and I want to talk about parole, probation, pretrial, bond. Our family members are the ones that foot that bill also. Pretrial is expensive. If somebody bonds out, they have to pay for urine analysis. They have to pay for breathalyzer. They have to pay for the ankle monitor fees. They have to pay for classes. There's a ton of stuff that they have to pay for. And then they have to be there on time. How many of us have a driver's license coming out of here? How many of us have a job? How many of us have a place to live? It's the struggle. You know what I mean? It's a serious, serious struggle. And who's the one dealing with it? Who's the one getting us to our appointments? Who's the ones getting us a job? Who's the one paying for all of that stuff after we get bonded out? You know, first there's the bond fee. Then there's the supervision fee. How much is that? And who pays that bill? It's our family members. Of course, once we get going and we get working again, you know, it's on us to pay it. But there's some statistics about family members that actually pay for our pretrial costs, stuff like our supervision fees. And they say I think it's 1 out of 10 are grandmothers, and the rest are like more than half are mothers, I think is what it is. I can't remember exactly what it is. But half of the people on supervision's mothers are paying for their fees. 1 in 10 are their grandmas. It's just, it's crazy. And I don't think that America has come to realize that it's become a system, a predatory system saying, hey, we can get money out of these guys. We can lock all these guys away and we don't have to worry about them paying anything. Their families will pay it. Their families will pay for the commissary, their families will pay for the food, their families will pay for the phone, their families will pay for the visitation. It's horrible. It breaks my heart that our loved ones, our family members are the ones that have to pay for that. So I want to change that. I want to say, hey, JPay, hey, Western Union, how can we come up with something that's affordable for our families? You know, Department of Corrections, why are you creating a market for my family to have to come out of pocket? Restitution. Here in the Department of Corrections, I pay 20% of every dollar that comes in onto my account. I don't get a job. I don't get to work to pay that restitution. Now I say, give us a job. There's a term, it's called restorative justice. And what I take that to mean is restoring justice, restoring the community back to what it was when we were incarcerated. If I do something to the community, I have to restore it back to what it was, you know, to do the right thing. And I agree with that. That's what we should be doing. But why is it the Department of Corrections doesn't allow us to work and create jobs that we can pay that restitution, that we can pay those fees that we, you know, it's fallen on our families again. And that 20%, you know, when my father sends me $100, I get 80 of it. And the rest goes to my restitution. You know, I think that's something that needs to change. How do we go about that? I don't know. And that's what I have started this for. Like I said, this isn't just going to be where I come complain, where I say, hey, I'm upset about something. I have a problem with it. I want to work on real solutions to these problems. How can we come together as a community and say, let's fix this? Let's get these guys paying their own bills. Let's get these guys paying their own commissary. Let's get them paying for everything. But how do we do that? I don't know. It takes a whole entire tribe. You know, it takes the whole community. It takes us all working together. And that's what I want to see happen. I'm hoping that Empire can create a community that we can start talking about these issues, create solutions, and move forward with them. One thing I want to do real quick is I want to give a shout out to my dad. Dad, thank you for helping me with this. Thanks for being there. You kick butt, man. I appreciate it, man. You're awesome. I'm sorry that you have to go through this with me, but thanks for being a dad and being there. I want to give a shout out to a buddy of mine, Wesley Ibarra, to his mother, who is a huge help with us. She is a doctor, and she works all day long, sometimes through the night. And then she wakes up and she does stuff that contributes to this program and to her son's incarceration. The reason why I bring up West is going to be contributing to these podcasts here soon. We're not sure when. He's just waiting on visitation, things like that. But Mom, thank you for everything you do. Miss Cheryl Ibarra, you're an amazing woman, and keep up the good work. And again, I'm sorry that you have to go through this with us too, but thanks for being there. And everybody else that has a family member, a loved one, please support them, because that is what helps with recidivism. You know, we're coming out, we're coming home. 90% of us are coming home. Do you want us to come home better or worse? We want to come home better, and we need your support to do that. So shout out to all you guys, and thanks for being there.